Hello, my name is Chris Harding, and I'm an administrator at Beginning OpenFOAM. And I'm one of the administrators. And Beginning OpenFOAM is on Facebook, and it's a group where beginners help beginners. Uh, OpenFOAM is complex. I'll be a beginner for the rest of my life because there will always be someone else a question I won't be able to answer without actually researching it myself or trying it out myself, and I just can't do that for all questions, and I wouldn't be successful likely. But Dr. Gohil has some training, and we have the training video links, or a link to the training videos at the beginning open phone. And it's Dr. Trushar B. Gohil from VNIT over in India. And I took his 6 day course, and he gave us training that would be extended training that we can do after we got out of the class. And I've been working on that, and I did as he suggested, or I'm doing as he suggested, and that is build the case from ground up. So instead of using his files, I'm building the files myself, and I'm learning a lot. And in his tutorials around very still in the beginning section, he wants to do flow around the cylinder. He provides the cylinder, he provides the initial mesh, and then he wants people to change the mesh and try to get the correct Strouhal number. And I think it's pronounced Strouhal or Strahl. I'm not sure how it's pronounced, and I'll just say STR number. And it took me a while, but because I started out and I've never built a cylinder in Block Mesh Dictionary, and I wanted to do it with point field .h code, or the code stream code, and I did that. I was successful with that, and then I was able to build my geometry with fewer points. And then the job was to get the FV schemes, the FV solution, control dictionary, and all the function objects to work in OpenFOAM version 7 because Dr. Gohil uses version 3. And so I had to get it work in OpenFOAM version 7. So I learned a lot during this process. But the ultimate goal was to, as I said, develop a cylinder, a circular cylinder of a certain diameter in a domain of a certain configuration, so such that you can get a good Strouhal number calculated, and or its STR number, and then and use that cylinder to run the simulation, and hopefully get your FV solution, FV schemes correct, so you can run the simulation. And I'm not perfect yet, and I found some things that really worked with me on this. I don't want to give them away, because the truth is that it's something that someone else might want to work through. And this video is just to show my final result. And I'm going to do a little bit of a video here um, of the actual vortex frequency, which has the correct, well, pretty close to the correct Strouhal number. I found a site where I can do a calculation of the Strouhal number by Reynolds number. This is at 250 Reynolds number. It's a 2 centimeter circular diameter cylinder, circular cylinder. It's 2 centimeters long, and it's basically a two-dimensional instead of three-dimensional CFD analysis, computational fluid dynamics. And the cylinder, 2 centimeters in diameter, and the velocity of the air is coming in from the left-hand side. You can see that here. It's about 120. It's 125 is what it is. And if you look here at about 130 to 125 is about what it looks like it is. And then it shows you what for the vortex streak. And this is 149 steps into the simulation. But this is when it's got a good, from here to the end, it has it has good frequency. The frequency that I use here calculated STR number of 0.20, And the from a calculation online estimate from experimental results, the Strouhal number for 250 Reynolds number should be around 0.18. So the literature is 0.18 to zero point 0.2, and I actually got zero point 0.2, and I'm pretty proud of that. And the way I calculate a Strouhal number, that may be the only thing that's wrong. I couldn't really find much on it, but I used the frequency of the coefficient of lift. Once they started oscillating and the oscillations became same height, then I calculated the period between two maximums, and then I did the inverse of that, and I got the frequency, and I took frequency times diameter divided by velocity of 125. Diameter is zero point zero 0.02 meters, and I came up with the Strouhal number of zero point 0.2, and it's supposed to be 0.18. So let's go ahead now and run this. It runs pretty slow. I'm doing a lot of calculations. I picked a domain of I'm not going to go to the end, but I picked a domain of that's fairly large because that was what was suggested in some literature I found in order to make sure that there's absolutely no effect from the walls on the vortex street, and so it's a lot of calculations. It's causing it to be slow. It's my first time. I wanted to get it right, so I was willing to expend the computational and have to go slow in order to get the actual results. But you can see here the vortex street is forming, or forms, and then it starts to and this vortex tree has a STR number of 0.18. So that's all I'm going to do for now. And I hope you enjoyed this a little bit, but I just wanted to post this as a culmination of my or a final solution to the flow over a cylinder with getting the correct Strouhal number, or flow around the cylinder and getting the correct STR number for for the flow around the circular cylinder, and Dr. Gohil's one of his challenges, and I successfully completed it. Feels good. It was a lot of work going into doing this, to making this happen, and I've been working on it for quite some time because I started out with a cavity and learning how to do block mesh, and I learned a lot about block mesh, and I still am I'm a beginner in that, but I know more now than I ever have. But it's a very complicated software, OpenFOAM, but I'm enjoying it. And if you have time, I really suggest Dr. Gohill's tutorials.